Good afternoon from the KUOW newsroom. This is Seattle Now. I'm Paige Browning with a roundup of today's top stories. It is Wednesday, March 18th. A suspected immigration arrest set off alarms near the University of Washington campus Tuesday afternoon. Seattle police have now confirmed that federal officials made the arrest on a warrant not connected to immigration. Gustavo Sugrero reports.
Two friends of the woman who was detained say she's an immigrant from Venezuela. They say she had a work permit in an asylum case from 3 years ago. Video of the arrest shows Department of Homeland Security officials in military-style uniforms with rifles. Others wearing plainclothes. They took the woman into custody. A witness who took photos of the arrest and asked to remain anonymous said it wasn't just her.
Somebody goes to the car, and I even made the comment, I said, "Don't tell me they're going to pull out a baby." And sure enough, they pull out a baby, and they put him in the SUV.
The woman's friends say they haven't been able to contact her, and it's unclear whether she and her baby are still in custody. The Department of Homeland Security has not responded to requests for comment or the charges on the warrant. Gustavo Sugrero, KUOW News.
Seattle has just banned federal immigration agents from using city property to stage civil operations. The city council approved it Tuesday. This bill also prohibits agents from staging on land that nonprofits are leasing from the city. Once Mayor Katie Wilson signs the bill, the city attorney will identify which properties will be off limits to ICE. And staying with top news today, the remains of 6 U.S. service members, including a captain from Washington State, were returned to their families in the United States today. The crew were on board an Air Force refueling aircraft that crashed in Iraq last week while supporting operations against Iran. Air Force Captain Ariana G. Savino from Covington, Washington, was among those who died. Savino was a friend, mentee, and source of positive energy, according to Lieutenant Colonel Ernesto Nispiros, who's serving as a spokesperson for her family. Dick's Drive-In is facing a class action lawsuit. Employees allege that they have not been getting adequate rest or meal breaks. The workers are seeking reimbursement for lost overtime wages and attorney's fees. Dick's president and CEO Jasmine Donovan told the Seattle Times that they value their workers and are committed to complying with the law. A blow came for another local entity today, Sound Transit. Rising costs for land and construction have blown a $35 billion hole in Sound Transit's long-term budget. The board met today to consider its options. Joshua McNichols has more.
The board is weighing different cuts. For example, the Ballard line could stop well short of Ballard, like at the Seattle Center. The West Seattle Extension could cancel its planned tunnel to Alaska Street Junction. Another option, kill the Issaquah line entirely. No community waiting for light rail escapes the uncertainty. Sound Transit CEO Dow Constantine expects the board to mix and match different options for saving money. The agency is also looking beyond cuts. It plans to keep deferred projects shovel-ready in case Congress passes another infrastructure bill or something. And Washington lawmakers recently streamlined the permit approval process for transit projects, which could lower costs. Joshua McNichols, KUOW News.
Prosecutors could file charges this week over a glass smashing at Chihuly Garden and Glass. Police arrested a man on Monday night for allegedly smashing glass plant sculptures at the museum, which features the works of Dale Chihuly. According to police, he also tried to stab a security officer, but no one was hurt. The 12 damaged pieces were collectively worth $250,000. In education today, some signs of trouble. Cooperative preschools serving 4,500 families may close after state cuts to the parent education program. Ann Dornfeld reports.
Ernestina Soria says North Seattle College's parent education program revolutionized how she parents.
The things that I learned here, I want to teach to the other parents.
She earned college credit while learning evidence-based parenting skills 1 day a week at her kids' early education center. The state recently cut funding for the decades-old program because it does not offer a degree. But Soria says it inspired her to find a degree program.
So I complete my high school diploma, and then I decided to start to study early childhood education. And now I taking classes for my bachelor's degree.
Soria is now a teacher at one of North Seattle's parent education preschools. It's one of many that warn they'll have to close their doors if they can't find funding elsewhere. Ann Dornfeld, KUOW News.
Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is straying from her predecessor's plans for use of artificial intelligence, and she's pausing the citywide rollout of a chatbot. KNKX Murrow News fellow Nate Sanford has more.
Former Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell was bullish on AI. At a news conference last summer, he announced an ambitious new plan to implement the technology in a variety of city services.
We are trying to be very intentional about positioning Seattle as a national leader in responsible artificial intelligence.
The plan included testing Microsoft's Copilot chatbot with a group of 500 city employees. Feedback was positive, and staff reported saving an average of 2.5 hours each week. The Harrell administration planned to roll out the technology to all city employees starting in February this year. Instead, Katie Wilson took office as mayor and is now pumping the brakes. A spokesperson for the city's IT department says the new Wilson administration wants to ensure the city's AI efforts reflect their values and priorities. Those testing Copilot can continue using it, but there's no timeline for reconsidering allowing it more broadly. Nate Sanford, reporting.
A couple more things to know about tonight. Flooding could start becoming a problem again from now through the end of the week in western Washington. The National Weather Service has issued a flood warning for the Snoqualmie and Tolt Rivers near Carnation, and there's a flood watch in effect for many areas of western Washington until Friday. Forecasters say heavy rainfall and snowmelt runoff will lead to rises on area rivers. And finally today, speaking of storms, good news finally came for basketball fans who've been worried the WNBA season wouldn't start on time. The league and the Players Union reached a contract agreement today. Finally. Seattle Storm forward Nneka Ogwumike helped lead negotiations as the Players Union president. The Storm's first game of the season is May 8th. Next time on Seattle Now, the electric vehicle game is about to change, especially for EV makers Rivian and Lucid.
Now you'll be able to go in to these different automakers' showrooms and actually buy a car.
Hear more Thursday morning. That's all for today from the KUOW Newsroom in Seattle. Our producer is Andy Hurst, and I'm Paige Browning. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. See ya.